A simple thing to do is if you're not using...
serial killer says he's in an apartment building, so I wouldn't be surprised if something was going on. There could be something going on there.
If you're not using a UPS, you should be anyway if you're on a desktop. But if you're not, get a small one.
Yeah.
And that that'll help for a lot of different things, especially if the power goes out and
brownouts, yeah.
You're trying to do something. But
Someone's cooking a large ham every day. Actually, Nash, you might know this. Would a guitar and an amp cause interference in a headphone's speakers?
Depends on the type of amp.
It depends on the type of amp, right?
Tube amplifiers, if you're using a pure tube amplifier, potentially. Because those things, while they're shielded to keep things out, they're not shielded to keep things in.
Yeah.
So, we're talking like 40-year-old, 40, 50, 60-year-old technology. Actually, older than that. Yeah, it was around the 40s, so closer to 70-year-old technology that's still in use in some form or another. So, tube amplifiers can be. Guitars themselves, no, not really. In fact, guitars normally receive more interference than they put out.
That's why I was kind of wondering, I guess. But it's only on Tuesdays, and it's only 6:40 to 11.
Using the 15G, that's a transistor amp. That's not going to do it.
No. I wonder if... It's only on Tuesdays, so I wonder if maybe there's some sort of equipment testing going on, or something that's causing a large amount of RF interference. Ask your neighbors if they've noticed anything like that. See if it's isolated to you, or if your neighbors may experience something similar.
Or it could be like that guy in Sweden who was making the freaking nuclear generator in his kitchen.
Well, yeah, I mean, like it could be that guy in Brooklyn who's got that fusion reactor going on.
It's possible.
It's possible. Yeah, so I mean, there's obviously some sort of interference going on. It's big and lasts a while, apparently. I don't know what else to tell you. And the only thing I can tell you is power scrubber sort of thing, and see if that sort of solves it.
See, the problem with RF is all the FCC mandates that every device out there cannot interfere with other devices, but they're supposed to receive interference and can do nothing about it. They're supposed to be passive devices.
Serial killer. A washing machine or a dryer in an adjacent apartment could do it. Yeah, you really could, especially a dryer. Oh yeah,
no,
that could definitely do it.
But yeah, every device is made to accept interference. It can't stop it. If something is interfering, it can't block it out. It can't do anything. It's made. They're all made to be passive devices. So that's why phones interfere with one another. They're not doing it intentionally, but it happens. That's why all this stuff.
That's not entirely true. It's just cheaper to make a device that does that, and to not have to get it licensed.
Yeah. So so many variables. So many.
There's just a lot of variables, man. I don't know what to tell you. Get used to, like I said, try the power scrubber thing first. UPS power scrubber thing.
Yeah.
See if that gets rid of it. If it does, then something's going on with the grid. I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe take your PC, laptop, whatever it is, to a friend's house on that time and see if it's still there.
Yeah. Well, it's his desktop. The laptop doesn't have any problem. It's the desktop that does. The fact that the laptop doesn't have any problem, I'm kind of thinking you're right about the power grid.
Yeah. I'm thinking something's happening with the power there. That it's, I don't know what. It could be, you're in an apartment complex. It could be, the diesel generators kicking in at that time, because you have to use those. So it might be kicking in once a week just to keep it fresh.
There's no way of knowing.
Well, it would take a lot of testing to figure out what the hell was going on.
Yeah, or some scanner device thing. Hugely expensive.
Get like an oscilloscope in there and
RF scanners.
It's ghosts. Before we go on to the next question, I want everyone in the chat room and everyone watching to tweet us. And what you're going to tweet us, myself, is what is the coolest piece of tech you got for Christmas?
I got a monitor.
I got a Zippo.
You got a Zippo?
What did I get for Christmas?
That's the only piece of tech I got for Christmas was the monitor. But I
got
love
this.
it.
What a crock of bullshit.
I love it.
That's the only piece of tech I got for Christmas. Everything else was gift cards. Love gift cards.
Yeah, see, I hate gift cards because they're a scam.
I want money.
Yeah, but if you get a gift card and you go to a store and something costs like $23 and you have a $25 gift card,
$2
you have that $2 left. You never spend it.
Never.
And they keep that $2.
Yep. Alrighty. You want to read the next question, Ash?
I shall.
Thank you.
External hard drive drivers. Okay. Hello, Lord Cat Nash from Luku. I ran into a driver problem that I hope you might be able to help solve. I have an external USB hard drive, an Argo C HD 360 U-P, which I used on my laptop running Windows 7 Home Premium 32-bit, and which has served me faithfully for years. However, when I wish to connect it to my desktop running Windows 7 Ultimate 32-bit, it does not install the drivers for it, and Windows refuses to recognize it as anything but unknown device. Curiously, Windows places it under the USB category for some reason, and manually removing the device in the device manager does not help. When switching the device back on, it recognizes it only as unknown device. Argosy doesn't have the drivers on their website, only PDF instructions to installing the drivers. Basically says it does so automatically when plugged in. Alright, I think we can stop there. This is not a problem with that hard drive. This is a problem with your USB.
Or your Windows.
Yeah, Windows might be having the problem, but this is a USB driver problem. I've seen this happen before myself. What it is either you're having driver issues with the USB controller on your. You moved it to a desktop, yeah. There's a chip on the desktop motherboard that controls your USB ports and the USB subsystem. And while it might sound like it's the same for every system, it's not. Some use it from one manufacturer, some use it from another. It's all different. They all use different drivers. The best thing I can tell you is find out who made your motherboard. And if you got an off-the-shelf system, it's probably going to the computer people's website. Computer people, the manufacturer. That's the right word. Go to the manufacturer's website, check on your model and make, get the latest drivers, update them. Make sure you've got the latest drivers for that USB controller. If that doesn't work, you quite likely have either damaged ports on that desktop. Don't ask me how it happens. USB ports, if you blink at them, they explode.
Even for Paul in his computer, Paul Dugan, in his computer, his front USB panel basically exploded. It almost caught fire. Sparks everywhere. Decided to frizzle out.
So one thing I can do is try a different USB port. I don't just mean one slot down. If you have it plugged into the back, try it in the front. If you have it plugged in, they normally, the USB ports, there's like 2 or 3 of them, and that is actually one port. It's just different plugs on the same port.
Yeah.
Also try a different cable.
Yeah, a different cable.
Might be a broken cable.
Yeah, that's another option there too.
So we've got some answers on their coolest tech gifts.
What we got?
Scott Rivers, Slatefield says a wireless headset. Captain Freetime says I got a rock. Polaron says socks, fucking socks and candy. I got ripped off.
That's not technology.
Justin Coolidge says a new mouse. Vincent Bourne, Vetrix21 says a 32-inch HD LCD RCA TV. Could you fit any more acronyms in there? Concept says a potential upgrade to my 2004 computer, either that or a netbook. Hey, maybe he doesn't know yet. Ooh. General Wiggle says I got a cookie jar.
Again, not technology.
Sonic Av asks, does a 12-month Xbox Live subscription count?
Yeah.
It's close enough.
It's close.
Ian121 says, I got myself a Samsung Galaxy S2. Nice.
Ooh, move.
Nice. I want to play around
Which
with that.
I'm so pissed at Samsung right now.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Okay. The Nexus S, which is essentially a Galaxy S, is getting Android 4. The Epic 4G, the Captivate, the Fascinate, all the Facilitate,
Not
all
getting
the
it.
different ones, not getting an official Android 4. Why? You're going to freaking love this. Because there's not enough room on the phone for both Android 4 and TouchWiz.
No. No.
Screw TouchWiz then! But the Galaxy S, I mean, the Nexus S, which is the same hardware inside, it's getting it.
It's not getting it.
The Nexus S is getting it.
S2 is. Nexus S.
No, the Nexus.
Oh,
S,
the
not
Nexus.
Galaxy
Okay,
S.
yeah, okay, yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I got confused for a second.
Yeah, the Nexus is because the Nexus is it's a Nexus phone, so it's getting pure Android, no TouchWiz. But because of their stupid TouchWiz, what the heck is TouchWiz?
Yeah, what is TouchWiz?
It's all right. You know how if you don't use Android, think of it as the Windows shell. You have your you open a window with to look on your hard drive or to look on your My Computer and all that, or that's your file manager, your Explorer.exe. Android has one. It works rather well, but all the manufacturers like HTC, Samsung, they're all like, we want ours. So they make their own branded one to stuff onto your phone. It does nothing. It does not do anything useful. The HTC Sense UI has a couple of widgets, which they could just make those downloadable if you really wanted the widgets. But that's it. And it just because of you have to have our branding. Because of that, there's not going to be an official Android 4 for the Galaxy phone.
Wait. TouchWiz has an animated backgrounds which drain battery. That's a feature.
We got some other cool pieces of tech. Steve Jones 313 got a new Asus PC, 6 gigabytes of RAM and a terabyte hard drive. Oliver Anderson got a new laptop. Master Wang 222 got a new computer and a monitor. Ryu Planeswalker got a 3DS. The Real Ford R got something cool. He got the AKG K240 Mark II Studio Standard Semi-Open headphones, 550 ohms. Ooh, those are pretty looking headphones.
What?
Oh yeah, that's nice.
I really want those.
RWP, the only piece of tech I got for Christmas was more RAM. It's not bad.
That's not bad at all. RAM is good.
Jaden Galvin I got money to blow on tech. That works.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah.
According to Buggy at Peace, I got a Super Nintendo. It's hard to get in Russia. All right. Apocalypse Dragon, only piece that even remotely counts as tech was a frying pan.
That's not technology. Frying pans are not technology. I'm sorry.
Oh, the Norse Crow got a piece of tech that people went holy shit over a couple of thousand years ago, a hammer. Merry Christmas, here's a hammer. I'm
trying to decide if that counts.
I don't know, I mean, Peter Bowman went a lemon juicer for cooking and a ton of spices, dried chili peppers. A lemon juicer's technology. That's fair enough.
Lemon juicer, yeah, a lemon juice.
Ooh, Tyree 2001 got a Canon EF 700 to 300 millimeter USM IS lens. Oh, that's pretty. Ooh.
See, that's one thing I'm dying to get for my camera. I want a depth of field adapter and a really nice lens for it. And that's like that's like $400 for the even the most cheapest ones of those, but I really want it.
Yeah, good lens.
Final Freak bought himself a 24-inch monitor, so good job, Final Freak. Alrighty.
Yes, I have a 24-inch monitor too. It's beautiful.
Let's move on to Chibi UFO's question. Hello, Lord Cat and Nash. My question is, I'm going to building a. All right, let me insert a B there. I'm going to be building a gaming rig soon, possibly in the next couple of months, but there is something that I'm worried about. I like to record audio and do amateur voice acting, so I was asking if there's any specific sound cards I should invest in, like for stereo mix and such. Nash, I think you're going to be the guy who can answer this one. I apologize if this sounds a noobish question. No, believe me, it's not. Thanks for the help. Keep up the good work, and keep on rocking. Yeah, down, down,
Okay.
down, 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 down.
Here's the unfortunate news here. On Windows 7, stereo mix pretty much doesn't exist. Some rare ones have the option, but even then, it's kind of a mess. But given what you're going to be doing, you're probably not going to need a stereo mix. Stereo mix it's really useful for guys like me and Lorcat, because when we broadcast, we want to be able to play the sound from the video and the sound from our voice at the same time. That's when it comes in useful. But for actual mixing,
Guess who doesn't have stereo mix?
you.
Guess who has to use audio repeaters?
Guess
Guess who has to use it on Windows 7? Guess who's going to hunt down the Windows 7 team and strangle them by their testicles?
Wow, that would hurt.
Yes.
Because that's up and then around.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yeah.
See, I solved that problem. I have a dual boot system. It's a pain in the ass, but it works. And it's free because I had a Windows XP installation CD and.
Yeah, I'm gonna solve the problem by installing a video capture card in this machine and running all my video crap off of a netbook and capturing the video and audio from the netbook on this machine.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
But the good news here is you're going to be doing most of your mixing in a program like Audacity or something. You're not. Is it Audacity? I think it's called Audacity.
Yeah, Audacity. That's the open source audio recorder.
You're going to be doing most of your mixing in Audacity. You're not going to have to be worrying about the mixing on the fly. While all the sources have to be playing at the same time while you're doing it.
Yeah.
So a good sound card, if you're looking to do this seriously, you're going to want a dedicated one for this. I recommend M Audio if you're looking for an internal one. M Audio has some good ones. They've got some the input outputs. Then you're also going to be looking at a mixer and some other stuff. But that's it's a bit of a pain in the butt because that's going to be more hardware you're going to need to be buying.
Yeah.
To keep it all in one and keep it simple, I would go with something like Mark mentioned it earlier, USB microphone. If you get a very good USB microphone, it doesn't matter what sound card you have because the sound card is built into the USB microphone. I think the Blue Snowball has fallen under the $50 mark, which the Blue Snowball is one of the best ones for just regular recording and whatnot. I'm plugging my girlfriend here. No, shut up. But Hope's audio drama. She does a Fruits Basket audio drama. All of her voice recording that she does is on a Blue Snowball, and she with Audacity she manages to filter out noise from the background, and the sound quality on the Blue Snowball works beautifully. It's a beautiful. So that's your simplest solution to it. Get some. There are a couple other companies. I just recommend Blue because I've used it, but there are others that have good ones too.
If you get a good microphone, if you got already a good microphone, get an USB XLR sound card.
USB to XLR and XLR to USB or
a break. Those are called breakout boxes typically. I can't bring it over here to show you. I actually have one I use. I've got a weird setup for my system. I use to get the sound quality right and to get it to work properly with Skype. This is kind of insane. I have a mixer, which I plug an external microphone into the mixer. Then that goes to the compressor. Then that goes to the computer. Also plugged into this is where it gets insane. I have the breakout box with a microphone on it just for Skype, then the output from the breakout box goes back into the mixer, then back into the computer. So this way I can, when the computer sound is off, when the sound that's going up the stream is off, I can still have the Skype sound separate.
Oh.
It's kind of insane. So many wires.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Now, in terms of microphones, condenser microphones are great for getting noise everywhere, and condenser microphones are also great for reproducing pure noise, pure sound, excuse me. The problem is, in most studios with a condenser microphone, they generally tend to have sound cancellation foam everywhere because it picks up everything. So if you're in the market for a microphone, see if you can find a microphone that does decent dynamic. It does dynamic pickup and not condenser pickup. Now, if you're doing voice acting, you may want to stick with condenser anyway and build a sound box around it.
Yes, a simple, easy sound box won't cost you. You're gonna love this. The cheapest sound box you can get, you just need either an old quilt or some towels, some thick towels, and go to Home Depot, or not Home Depot, go to Office Depot, go to Staples, someplace like that, and get one of those, they call them trifold project boards. Remember when you were back in school and you did science projects? Mm-hmm. I don't know if they still do this anymore. They'd have those boards with the 3 fold-outs, and, you'd stand it up and you're like, here's how gunpowder works. I did that one. I got in trouble. I liked it. Was for history class, and I was showing people how black powder worked back in the day for flintlock. I got in a whole lot of trouble. Yeah. Is that sulfur? Yes. Is that saltpeter? Yes. Come here.
Come here, you. Are you still here? Yes, I'm still here. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, you get one of those trifold project boxes. You take your quilt or your really good, really thick towels. You attach them with either tape or something to the inside of that breakout box, that trifold project board. You fold it around yourself, you put the microphone in the center, and you make sure you have at least one more covering over the top. And there's your mini studio, and that'll cost you less than $10 to cancel the noise around you when you're recording.
By the way, if you don't want to do that, and you actually do decide to get a dynamic microphone,
you don't want to go through all that ridiculous trouble.
Now, this is a dynamic microphone. It's the Heil PR40. Fantastic microphone. I love it. But if you want a comparison of something you could probably afford, this is a standard stage dynamic microphone. I want you to sort of take a hint at the audio quality difference, all right? So I'm going to unplug this one. I'm going to plug this one in.
Okay.
Assuming I can get the damn XLR plug out.
Oh no, he's silent now. Now he's back.
Hello, how are you doing?
Yeah.
See, there's definitely a little bit of a difference there.
But actually, the microphone I'm using right now, this is a dynamic microphone.
And it sounds very good. But it's also going through a compressor. It's also going through...
No, actually, this one's not going through the compressor.
Oh, really?
This one's going straight to the breakout box. However, this is a $200 microphone.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This by the way, this was a free microphone I got for spending over $200.
There you go.
Now it's an Audio-Technica M4000S. They gave this one for free.
It's still not all that bad. Just need to back off it a little bit, but it's not all that bad.
No, it's actually pretty good. And I'm kind of used to eating the microphone because of my stand-up days when holding the microphone. But there you go.
Yeah.
Some people say it sounds a little clearer. I'll be honest with you. To me, when I listen to a recording of this versus a recording with the Heil, I'm actually much more pleased with the Heil sound than I am with this sound.
Yeah.
Because with the Heil I'm getting that nice deep bassy sort of radio sound. With this, I don't really get that, at least to me.
Yeah, condensers tend to have more bottom. You can get more expensive dynamic microphones that have more bottom to them, but this one is an Electro Voice RE50N. This is actually one, if you ever look at news reporters out in the field who are like live on site, This is the type of microphone they use. I got this on. The nice thing about dynamic microphones, condenser microphones, they have a capsule in them, and those can be damaged. Dynamic microphones, a well-built one, you cannot kill them.
And they don't need phantom power.
They don't need a phantom power.
This
device.
one needs phantom power, unfortunately.
Right. And this is the one I use for my show. It's a lot like yours. It's not as good as Lurkat, but it's still pretty decent.
Oh no, it sounds fantastic. Yours does sound fantastic.
Yeah. This is the one I use for my show. This is an Audio-Technica 3035. They don't make it anymore. But this is my condenser. But this one is the one I got for using in the field, and you can't kill it. The nice thing about audio technology as opposed to computer technology is it really never goes obsolete. These things last forever. You cannot kill them, and this microphone I think is about 20 years old.
Well, that's actually the good thing about these handheld dynamic mics. Not particularly yours. I mean, yours is actually really good. But this one, you could drop around, you could throw it across the street, it'll still work. This thing you just can't kill it. It's actually, this thing's heavy enough you could probably use it as a weapon.
Here's the funny. They used to do demonstrations with this microphone. This was back in the 40s and 50s when they were selling. This microphone model hasn't changed that much.
Yep.
I think they use neodymium now as opposed to the older type of magnet, but that's the only real difference.
Yeah.
The salesman would demonstrate this microphone by taking a nail, nailing it through a board with the microphone, then plugging the microphone back in, and it would still work just fine. I loved that. And this is nice because it's also, you see, normally when Lord Cat was holding that microphone a second ago, the dynamic one, you could hear when he was rubbing his fingers along the surface of it because it picks up every sound. If you listen right here, I don't think you can really hear very much because this has got a built-in shock mount inside the capsule.
See, that's really nice. Mine does not have a built-in shock mount, unfortunately.
No,
my PR40.
Get that out! Don't put that in your mouth.
Why not?
I just saw it caught up on the stream, and you're like,
Get that out of your mouth.
Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't stuff it in your face. Don't stuff it in your face.
Now, unfortunately for the PR40, this one does not have a stabilizer. What am I saying? Stabilizer. Shock mount built into it. So I'd go and spend a good portion of money on the shock mount here. But you can hear I'm tapping it, and ain't no taps. I spent quite a bit of money on this shock mount, but my God, does it work?
But the shock mount, it's pretty much this one came with one. It's just rubber.
That's all a shock mount is, really.
It's rubber band.
Yeah.
But it isolates the microphone from any outside vibrations. So when you touch it, even if it's hooked up and you might brush your fingers across a little bit, it doesn't transfer the sound to the microphone.
Yeah. Or if I have to move the microphone out of my face with my my mount arm here,
Yeah.
Anyway, actually, you know what, chat room? I gotta ask you a question. Which microphone do you think sounded better? I do want to know. I mean, not clearer so much. Clear is sort of a perceptual thing. Which one sounded better? Because I'm going for that AM voicey, throaty type of voice.
I personally would say the one you're using, but I've been an audio.
Yeah, because when I listened to both recordings, because I just wanted to test them out to see which one sounded better to me personally. You guys like the current one better? All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like I sound like an AM broadcaster. I feel like I sound like a guy who's actually broadcasting.
That's what most AM studios they all use condensers. I mean, they all use ones that look like the one you're using.
Well, they use let's see, the PR40 is becoming the new standard. What was the other one? What's the other one that's the standard that everyone uses in broadcast? It's an RE something. I forgot.
That's REs or Electro Voices.
Yeah, it's an Electro Voice. I forgot which model number it is. That's the standard right now. Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. They all sound
actually, while we're doing this, I can go ahead. I got myself a new. I don't even know if this really counts as tech, but remember how I was having that gooseneck, and every time I put over it, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
So I had to finally put the microphone on the stand. On my boom, and I got myself a solution to the problem. I got a desk clamp.
Hey, you got a desk clamp! Awesome. I got a desk clamp too. This is what my arm is.
Let me see if we're gonna while the show is going on. If you
while you're setting that up, here, hang on. I got to show this off. This, ladies and gentlemen, is my new occultist robe. I've joined the Jesuits.
What? Did you get a Snuggie?
No, it's close to a Snuggie though. It's got a hole. It's a blanket with a hole in the neck, and a hole in the middle, so you can wear it over your neck. It's got pockets on it too. That's what I got for Christmas.
So it's a poncho?
It's kind of like it's a poncho blanket. It's actually kind of awesome. It's really comfortable. There's a zipper right over here, and it can act as a blanket. I could zip it up, and it's got pockets in it. I can put my hands in them.
That's kind of scary, actually.
It's a blank show. It's a snug. Oh, actually, I think it's actually called a Snug Rug. I think that's the brand name.
A Snug Rug. Oh.
No, it's called the New Softy Overwrap. Excuse me. You can see the woman here makes it look far more sexier than my fat ass makes it look. She's just like, yeah, I'm sexy and I know it.
Well, she's being paid for wearing it.
I'm just wearing it because I got it for Christmas. It's actually a lot more comfortable than I thought it would be.
Oh, this is so much nicer. Here.
Ooh, that's a heavier box than I thought it was.
Here we go. What do you guys think? Oh, now it's right in my face.
It's right in your face like it's right in my face. Then again, see, that's the problem with a dynamic mic is that it has to be in your face. Because if I move it away, you guys can't hear a fucking thing I'm saying. You know, but then when I move it up, you can hear everything.
I sound okay, everybody? Can you hear me now?
A bit too close, maybe.
A bit too close? All right, well, let me
go back off a little bit.
Run the cable up to here. Sounds good?
Oh, hey, guys, everyone, VG Cat's updated.
No.
With a 2-month-old joke! They made a Fushro Da joke! Good job!
No.
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I've got the new microphone on here, and now I'm going to need a longer cable.
Go back to your old setup.
Well, no, I'll just put the cable down here for right now.
All right.
Get it out of my way, but God damn it. New tech, new problems. All right.
I think we spent enough time bullshitting on
Well, yeah, but people like to know how we do all this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of people ask all the time, like, how do you stream? You know, how, like, one of the questions I get all the time is how are you streaming your startup screen, like Windows 7 startup? Like, a lot of other streamers will ask me that, and I'm just like, dude, you don't want to know. I will take you down a path of madness that you will never recover from.
Yeah, basically how you're doing that is the computer that's doing the streaming isn't the one that's
I'm using.
Right, yeah.
Oh god. Oh man. Yeah, I've got a dedicated streaming computer with a capture card, a DVI.
You're doing most what we do ours with software. You're doing with hardware.
And the only reason I'm doing that is because doing it with software is. Now, Harith gets it, but the only reason I'm doing it with hardware is because with software it takes up a lot of CPU, and that bothered me. And I wanted a dedicated system for keeping the stream up 24/7 anyway. I wanted to keep, I didn't want to worry about having to turn the stream off so I could keep my desktop private. I wanted some other system. Yeah. So I was like, well, fuck it, we'll do this.
Lord Cat plays BIOS.
Also, I like going hardware anyway. I mean, it's just another excuse for me to get hardware.
Now, see, for me, my solution was I got a second monitor, I extended my desktop, and that way everything on this screen over here, you won't see my desktop because it's a whole different part.
Yeah, and if I turn this camera around, you guys are going to see the mess of wires that is a fire hazard, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I've got the same thing.
Yeah, PK Caden is disappointed in the VG Cats thing. It's not even a good Fushro Da. Yeah, it's really not. Anyway, let's move on to the Zodiac's minor question. Dear How to Do It crew, I've got a minor question, which you said in the topic. I'm trying to use either HyperCam 2 registered or Camtasia screen recorder to record video games for the internets. But for some reason, the recording goes in through the inbuilt mic of my laptop, which is kind of broken. So I ask you, how do I set it so that instead of recording from a broken mic, it records from the sound card itself, recording only the stuff the computer would put out the speakers? Oh.
Yeah.
Windows Vista bake it? Well, okay. Good news and bad news. Yes, you can get the sound from the sound card itself. Easy peasy. You just won't get you talking over it.
Yeah.
What you're doing is it's looking at your recording inputs, and you are putting out. It's looking at as you. I'm opening my Windows recording devices right now. It's looking at what you're using for your recording tab, and unless you have something like What You Hear or something, which you may not, you can try to find a stereo mix option, but right now it's looking at your recording devices, and all it's seeing is microphone. So you may have to see if there is a stereo mix hack for that option. But yeah, or with Realtek HD Audio Manager. See, I haven't played around with the Realtek very much. I didn't know if there was an option on there.
I don't know if there is an option or not. I don't have a solution for that. The only thing I would really have a solution for that, I would say, is virtual audio cables.
Yeah, but that's also pricey.
That is not only is it pricey, it's complicated as hell.
Well, no, the basic setup for just to get the sound from your system to record, it's really easy.
That's really easy. For me to get my sound from my system without my microphone to you guys so you can watch the videos and stuff, that's complicated. That's at least 4 repeaters. I guess that's my only solution for that. I guess
Realtek. Someone's saying Realtek disables stereo mix on new drivers. You can look for hacked drivers.
You can try the hacked drivers, yeah.
That's because some people will look at this and go, "Well, that should be activated. Why isn't it activated? I'll just change this 0 to a 1. Done." And they release hacked drivers, so you can do a Google search or older drivers. Yeah, you can look. It's not optimal, but it works.
Yeah.
Part of this is the reason Windows is like this. The reason Windows 7 is like this and XP isn't, is because the MPAA and the RIAA all ran to Windows and said, "Hey, you need to make it so people can't record stuff."
Yeah.
Which, in their incomprehension of how technology works, didn't realize that doesn't apply to editing software or re-encoding software. But in order to make them happy, they said, "Okay, we'll just derp recording," which doesn't really affect piracy because that's encoding from a stream, and that doesn't go anywhere near the audio APIs. But they did it anyway. They ruined the operating system, and now we all have to find workarounds.
No.
Thank you, RIAA.
To have basic functionalities.
Thank you, RIAA, for making home recording much harder.
One of these, one of these days, some real lunatic who is just he's sitting somewhere in a basement in Ohio right now, and he's just gone batshit insane for all this shit the RIAA and MPA has done. He's gonna firebomb one of their offices, and I'm not gonna feel bad about it.
Well, see, no. Normally the lunatics now, they don't do it with explosives; they do it with computers.
Well,
so
no, I'm talking about real lunatic. I'm not talking about sophisticated hacker. You know.
Yeah, real lunatics. Yeah, okay, that's potential. There's always the potential for lunatics. That's.
Additionally, so I don't really have much more of a solution than virtual audio cables. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Additionally, if possible, it seems that whenever I turn on TF2, my sound card or speakers just cease working. I have to reset my computer to get sound working again. I think it's because in the source engine, it's actually trying to it's setting your default audio to a different output, and it could be an output you're not using. It could be like an HDMI output or something like that. What you'll need to do is when you're in TF2, Alt Tab out of it, you'll have to go to your speaker options, which I think you can actually go with your recording option. Your playback devices. Thank you. Right click on your speaker icon. You go to playback devices. And you should be able to set. There's the tab covering Nash's face. Wait. It's over here now. He's fine. And you could set it to some other output, like your speakers, and you could just set default. There's a set default button you can set, and then restart TF2, and it should work. I think that's it. I think that's exactly what's going on in that case. I don't think you need to reset your computer for that.
Yeah.
Now, we've got a long one for Punist. So I'm just going to say, after Punist's question, do you want to take a break, or do we want to go till 4?
I think we could take a break, because this is a long question. We'll probably be about 4.
Until we answer this question, right? Okay.
Holy God. Holy God.
All right, we start off 11/29/2011. All right, wait, that's an edit. Okay, hang on. Wait, where's the start? All right, here we go. Hello, Jason, Nash, and Maluku. Enjoying the shows you do and keep finding them interesting and educative. Educational. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Keep up the good work and have fun with it. On to my problem. I've had this problem all the way since my last system from 2007 to my system I just built at the end of last summer. I sometimes happen to somewhat randomly, mainly when playing games or watching Flash videos, sometimes up to 5 times a day and something running smoothly for days without crashing. I sometimes happen to somewhat randomly, sometimes up to 5 times a day. Crash? I think? Crash up to 5 times a day?
He runs... What?
Yeah, I think he means crash up to 5 times a day, and
sometimes
running
fine.
smoothly for days without crashing. The freezing itself is like this. The gamer video that was playing when crash occurred just stays absolutely static and makes the robotic sound. Yeah, I know that. From the speakers, not inside the case. Yeah, that means your drivers have locked up completely, and it's just outputting the same info.
Yeah.
I've tried turning off Flash video hardware acceleration and tested my RAM with MemTest86 without any problems. I even tried running Prime 95, yet my PC runs smoothly for it a day while CPU temperatures change from 35 to 45 and GPU at 47. I think the problem might be with my motherboard integrated sound card, since I think my last motherboard had integrated Realtek sound card as well. My last PC stats, my current PC stats... I also tried updating my sound card drivers from Realtek's website, but the problem still remains. If you think it's sound card problem, can you give me advice? Let's see here. He also goes, after messing around with the buggers, the problem seems to be with my USB devices or my motherboard. We'll continue trying to figure out the problem. And then he has some debug information at the end, the blue screen. Also got the dump files. Tell me if you want me to send them. I finally managed to get a BSOD. Yeah. BSOD may be unrelated to this issue. I think it's a driver issue with either Realtek or your motherboard. I think you're right.
No,
on that
it doesn't
track.
have to be a sound card. Doesn't have to be a sound card at all.
I just think it's a driver issue. To be honest with you. But the problem being is I don't think there's any real fix for it.
He says the problem seems to be with my USB devices or my motherboard.
What USB devices are you using?
Yeah, the first step in debugging here would be unplug them all.
Yeah. Unplug them all, see if that helps.
Yeah.
And if you can, get a different keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
If you can, because I've seen keyboard and mice that have been in service for a while, and they go wonky sometimes. And I know for example, one set of keyboard, I forgot what the brand name was. They would fail after about a year in service, and what would happen was the way they failed, it was on the integrated chip, and it would start looping the power back through USB, causing potentially fire.
Fire.
Yeah. So I forgot the brand name of it. It was a really cheap one. So there you go.
That's actually kind of awesome.
It is. That's an awesome way for a keyboard to fail. Setting everything on fire.
Well, I would take a minute because part of me would be going, "Oh shit," but the other part would be going, "Holy crap!
My computer's on fire! What the fuck?
Get the camcorder! This is amazing."
I would say start off with no USB devices and a new keyboard and mouse, and see if that solves it. If that doesn't do it,
it's Flash that's doing it. Apparently, nothing else is. From what I gathered here, from what he said, nothing else. Well, mainly playing. It happens randomly, playing games or watching Flash video.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's something in the hardware.
something in the hardware. It could be the video card. That's
you haven't changed. He has changed almost everything.
Yeah.
Something you haven't changed.
Yeah, you notice in the PC stats he doesn't mention what USB devices.
Yeah, it might be the USB devices. It could be faulty USB devices.
Yeah.
It could be faulty drivers for the USB devices.
Could even be faulty power.
Could be faulty power.
Yeah. All right. Here's the first step in any debugging situation for a computer. This is what professionals do. We go to the back of the system before we even crack open the case. Any non-essential component is unplugged, and by non-essential I mean what you need to run a computer is keyboard, mouse, video, and power. Anything non-essential, even speakers, is unplugged. Then we test it again. If it doesn't do it again, one by one, we start plugging those devices back in until we find the one that causes the problem. That's your first step here. Take off everything, and I'd keep speakers in this case because you want to go through normal operation to see what happens, and I really doubt it's your speakers, considering you're using the 3.5 millimeter plug. So
which is a one-way direction, which is a one-way, not a two-directional communication channel.
Right. But in this case, unplug everything else that's not essential to, and what you need is keyboard, mouse, power, video. That's
if your motherboard supports it, use a PS2 keyboard.
Yeah. If you have that option, do it.
Most a PS/2 keyboard, not a PlayStation 2 keyboard.
Remember when PS2 meant something else entirely?
Yeah.
It used to mean peripheral serial connection too, but
yeah.
then when I tell people, use a PS2 keyboard, and somebody actually picked up the PS2 keyboard, I wanted to break it over his head, but I just felt so sorry for the guy. I don't know what to tell him. I was like, that's wrong. That's not right.
But I guarantee you, considering you've completely changed all of your internal components.
Yeah.
I guarantee you it's one of your peripheral devices that's causing this.
Or the power. Test your power. No, not the power supply, the wall power.
The wall power.
If it's undervolting?
Yeah.
If
you're not getting the proper voltage from it, it could cause that.
Yeah.
So what would be a good way to test that then? UPS?
Yeah. UPS.
UPS
some sort of clean power
some,
supply, yeah.
Yeah.
Or some surge protecting boxes.
Surge protecting wouldn't help the undervolt.
No.
But
they alert on undervolt.
The higher end ones will alert for an undervolt. The standard surge protector strips will be like no.
Yeah. They won't.
Yeah. Also, I learned this the hard way on my first computer, and when it died, make sure you clean out the dust, man, because dust particles, depending on what they're made of, can actually create connections, electrical connections. So you want to make sure it's
organic material, and organic material conducts electricity.
It can conduct electricity. It's rare, but there could be something happening there where it's there's a jolt of power through it, and then the connection's broken, and you're stuck in this loop. So give that a shot. And hey, you know what? When you pick up a can of air to clean out your computer, you could do some pretty cool stuff with it. Like you could break a master lock with a can of air. Did you know that? Just
turn it upside down and freeze it.
Turn it upside down. You usually may need about 3 or 4 cans of it, but start freezing it and then hit it with a hammer. It'll shatter.
If you get real proper freezing spray, that also does it.
Well, proper freezing spray, but if you want to do it on a budget,
On the one hand, that's really awesome. On the other hand, we're going to get in so much trouble.
It was on burn notice. They don't care.
It was on burn notice.
Dude, spray. Good against walls.
We're about to take a break, and I don't mean to go completely off topic, but if you ever watch Burn Notice, do you think Michael Weston ever narrates himself taking a dump? When you're a spy, the first thing you need to do is check and make sure no one's in the bathtub watching you take a dump. Spies rely on taking a dump in complete privacy. It's the only chance they get to really think.
Oh God! For whatever reason, I love Burn Notice. I kind of felt that it's jumped the shark after season 4, but it's still fun to watch.
It's a cheesy show, but it's interesting. But that narration stuff is that's hilarious. Really.
Oh man.
When you're a spy.
When you're a spy, you generally can't travel by air. That's why you have to hide in the wheel well. And then when the plane lands, his corpse just flies out. That was a mistake.
When you're a spy, jerking off can be real prime blackmail material. So you need to jerk off in complete privacy. If you don't have lotion.
When you're a spy, you can't use the lotion because you don't know if it's been laced with anthrax.
It's fucking hilarious if you think of it that way.
Oh, God. Man, they've got themselves some sort of gig on Burn Notice, don't they? That's crazy.
Hey, it keeps Bruce Campbell in a paycheck. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, Bruce. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we are now going to take a break on how to do it. So this will conclude the first portion of the marathon. We'll take maybe like a 15-minute break, try to get our heads together, because we don't have commercials in between all this. We don't get those, 3 to 5 minute breaks between questions.
You can put on a 30-second commercial while we're taking a break.
Oh yeah, I'm going to do that. I mean, they have to expect
that. And pause the recording and then resume it when we get back, so we don't have like a 3 terabyte file to upload later.
Thinking about it, it'd be funny. No. Alrighty, we'll be back on how to do it in a few minutes, guys.